Hi, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today's class is listings and landing pages. So if you have any questions and you are here live in the chat or live in the class, definitely put your questions in the chat. I will get to them as many as I possibly can after class is over. And if you are watching this recorded on our YouTube channel, you can always email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. So today in our listings and landing pages class, we're going to go over three different things pretty much. We're going to go over the preparation work that you need to do before you're creating any landing pages, and that has to do with your marketing profile, making sure that that template is filled out completely and fully with all of your up-to-date information because your landing pages will pull from that information. All the branding that goes out, the way your name's displayed, any picture that you might have, it all pulls from right there. So I'm going to go over that, show you where it is in your command, and show you how to get that filled out. The second thing we're going to go over is your listings tab. Sometimes you'll hear it called your listings applet. These little things on the left-hand side over your command, the little icons, they used to be called applets. Now we're getting away from that and calling them tabs. So you'll hear that term. Just want to make sure we're super clear. Anytime you hear listings tab or listings applet, it's right here, second from the bottom. See me hovering over it. When you hover over it, listings does populate as a little name tag there. I'll be going through that tab for you, showing what all it can do for you. And also we'll be going over landing pages, which is in your consumer tab on the left. And this is how to create standalone pages for your business. It can be many different things. This is a way to give value back to your seller because you can create a listing landing page, which I'll demonstrate for you today. You can do things like create a digital open house registration. So if you go to an open house, you can have your iPad right there, have a contact enter their information into your digital device, your mobile device, instead of doing it by paper. Saves you a lot of steps because that information will plug right into your command directly for you, and it'll mark it as a lead so that you know you need to follow up and where you actually met the person as well. It's pretty handy dandy. And you can do like client appreciation events, things like that. I hope your imagination runs wild when we go over this stuff today so you can see plenty of ways that you would be able to use this in your business and how it would add value to you. And again, if you have questions as we go, definitely drop them in the chat or email us and we'll be able to get to those. All right, so let's jump in. It's going to be pretty fast paced, a lot of information here. Again, check out our archive if you need to slow it down a little or follow along with us as we go through it. The first thing I'm going to do is show that preparation part, that marketing profile. So when you are signed into your command over here on the top right, you'll notice your name with a profile photo. If you give it a click, a drop down menu opens up and you'll notice settings right here. Now, if you are on a team, you will notice that you have your team here. It may be a little bit different for you. I'm going to talk today from the perspective of being an individual or solo agent, or if you even are on a team, if you're looking to create a landing page for your individual website and that's okay with your team, then everything I do today is going to apply to you. Okay. So we're going to be doing it as the personal profile right here. You can see where it says personal underneath Scott's name, and settings is right down here at the bottom by the cogwheel. So we're going to click that. Let me let a few other people into class here. If you hear me pause, it's just me letting them in. Um, all right. And so this is your integrations page under settings. So over here on the left, you'll see a menu. We're going to look under connect settings. And if you give that a click, you'll notice it dropped down a little menu and marketing profile is hidden right there. So I'm going to give that one click. This is your marketing profile. This is the template that all of your marketing through command pulls from. So if you'll notice right beside my mouse, you'll see a green little button. It's a toggle. You want to make sure that that's toggled on if you want your site branded. This means the landing pages that we create today, they will be able to pull from the branding on this template. You want that. You don't want it to default just to a generic kw.com. So on the right, just make sure that that is toggled on green. If for some reason it is not letting you, it may be because your marketing profile is not filled out yet, or maybe you haven't gone through the complete setup with us here at Scott Leroy Marketing yet. So if that is the case, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. If you think it's a mistake or you think it's a technical error, we can help you with that. But definitely toggle this on if you filled all this out. So this is going to be your photo and also your team logo right here at the tippy top. Your photo would be your headshot. Just know if you upload it and it looks wonky right here in this preview, it is going to look wonky on your marketing. It's going to look wonky on your landing pages. So definitely go ahead and get it adjusted here. If you have any problems, we can help. The size does matter. Right here, it says that it needs to be 360 by 360 pixels. You can usually get that adjusted if you have even like the Paint app on your laptop or something like that. Paint 3D will also work. You can go in and get that adjusted by using the canvas feature, and it'll let you adjust the size of that. Having it a perfect square also helps whenever it comes to marketing throughout your command. If it is a perfect square, it tends to look better. So just FYI on that. Now, for your team logo, if you do not have a team logo, but you have maybe your own professional logo as an individual agent, or just a generic KW logo will work if you don't have one that's custom made. We just recommend putting something in that place because on some of the marketing pieces that go out, it will show a broken image if you don't have anything in that place. So as a placeholder, go ahead and grab a generic KW logo, stick it in there. The cool thing about the logo part though, no matter what the size or if you've had it adjusted, even if it looks wonky right here in the preview, for some reason it works itself out on marketing and it'll look just fine. So that's the good news. Now, if you scroll down a little further, this gets into your details. So this is your name. Obviously, you want to make sure that that matches with what is compliant when it comes to your brokerage, your unique brokerage, and also your MLS board. So whatever is required in your area. Some areas I know back in the day for me, when I was in production as an agent, this name had to absolutely perfectly match what was on my state license. So just do whatever is what meets compliance and what you have permission to do. Okay. But definitely make sure your name looks like that. There's your license number. You also have team name. If you don't have a team name, some people use their brokerage name or they'll put their name at and their brokerage name. Like it would show Scott Leroy at Scott Leroy Marketing. Just know that not only is this the title or the top of your drop down menu on your website, it also will appear on some other marketing too, wherever it has a place for a team name. So we just recommend being mindful of that it may show up in some different places on your marketing throughout command. So just be mindful of that, whatever you choose to put there. This goes down into your professional job title, your slogan. If you don't have a slogan, you can bypass this field by just putting your cursor there and hitting the space bar a couple of times. It'll accept that. Or you can just put for all of your real estate needs. That's a good basic one that we use to help fill in. If you have any special designations or credentials that you've earned, this is a great place to list them off. You can also add any military affiliation. They've added tons of options here through the recent update in command, including even if you are a family member or a spouse and you're not the active member yourself, you can still put your affiliation right here on your marketing profile so it'll go out and you can show your support. We just have one here as an example. Then your bio, please note that spacing does matter. You'll notice we're double spaced in between paragraphs to make it a little bit reader friendly. So we do recommend making it look exactly like you want it right here. Now, there are a couple of places to update your bio. So if you haven't updated one or you'd like to make some changes, feel free to reach out to us. Send us your exact bio, how you want it to appear in a Word document is best, or you can just paste the text of it into an email. But just make sure that it looks exactly like how you want it to appear, and we can get that updated for you as well. We can't add the text or add the spacing or do anything like that. We want it to be exactly true to exactly how you want it, but we can help you get it posted. So this exactly how it is, even including typos and spacing, will appear just like so on your website. Below that are phone numbers. We all know how important it is to have your brokerage phone number displayed with your own personal phone number as well. Just notice we have an additional field here on the marketing profile called office phone. Now, if you do not have another dedicated office line, you don't have maybe an admin helping you or a team office number, something like that, you can choose what phone number goes in here. Just remember that on the marketing, these two numbers will be stacked on top of each other, and I'll show you that on your landing page. So if you do make this your mobile phone, it'll show it double. Okay. But if you make it your brokerage number, it'll look a little different and it won't be stacked on top of each other because the marketing profile information, excuse me, not marketing profile, your brokerage information shows a little bit lower down on the landing page or on your website. So this is up to you what you put here, but it is required. You can tell by the little red asterisks right there. Also, email and website, please make sure that for the email, this is your email that you want to be reflected out to consumers. This is outward facing marketing, which means consumers do see it and can find it on the almighty web. So just know that is this needs to be exactly what you want it to be. When it comes to your website, please know that along with KW websites and the majority of websites today, actually, they no longer require www dot to be put in front of them. In fact, if you do that for your .kw.com website, it will make it invalid. So please make sure that this only has https :// before your website address, and that will make it a clickable link on your marketing that goes out to your consumers. So they'll be able to look at your website on their mobile device, and with one click, they'll be able to click that, and it should take you to their website if they're not already viewing it. I guess I said that backwards. If they've received some kind of marketing from you, whether it be, let's say, an email campaign, and it has your website link in it, then they would be able to one touch and take them to their website. Okay. And then into your brokerage information here below, this should be all filled out for you if you've gone through our setup process. If you've noticed that it is outdated, possibly you've changed to a different market center, or it has not filled out at all, definitely reach out to us and we can help you with this portion, but it should be filled out previously for you. Okay. And your compliance, getting into legal footers, all of our Texas agents and New York agents that have things that have to be included on all of your marketing pieces. This is where you need to pay attention. You need to get them on there. If you need any help, we can do that for you. But you'll notice that we can put legal footer links here, and they do feed off of a google.com, like a drive, a Google Words. I'm missing my words here. Google document, Google Doc, Sheets. There we go. Okay. And we pull them from there. So just let us know if you need any help getting them on there. You can also add a legal footer image here. Just know it is teeny weeny tiny. This is even smaller than your headshot. It's 128 by 48 pixels. But we've seen people get really creative and actually put some designation images here, something that you've gotten credentialed for that relates to real estate. If you would like to put that logo here, you can. Just get creative. And so all the way down here are your social links. Please double check these, guys. Make sure that you are being able to click on these links and it is taking you to your social media profile on that platform without having to sign in. Send them to a friend. Have somebody that's not signed into your social media accounts be able to check those links for you and make sure they go to your profile. We try to do that for you when we check them before we add them for you. But if you're in here and you're adding these yourself, definitely make sure that a consumer is going to be able to click on these links and directly go to your profile without having to sign into anything specifically. Okay. These will appear on the bottom of your website and the landing pages that we do today. So they'll all be hyperlinked there. Okay. Next is Google Analytics. This is not quite live yet. It used to be due to an update on Google's end. We are working to get this, well, KW is working to get this back in sync with Command. This will be able to track all the activity on your landing pages, your website, your app, things like that without a consumer having to be logged in. You'll just be able to see all the traffic that's happening and have better stats on your marketing. So this will be coming soon, hopefully this year. I think it's slated for Q2. So as soon as Q2 comes up and those updates are showing, maybe we'll be able to see that Google Analytics is going to be part of that. That would be great. All right. If you've made any changes as we've been moving through this quickly, make sure you hit save. If you've not, don't worry about it. But again, this was your marketing profile. Definitely make sure that this is put together before you come in and start trying to create these listing and landing pages, because they won't be able to pull the marketing information from here and they're going to look really weird. In fact, it won't show hardly any of your information. So All right, just make sure that is done. And the second thing that we were going to move into today is going to be your listings tab. Over here on the left, you'll notice it looks like a little for sale sign hanging from a bracket. We'll just go ahead and give that a click. I see a question in the chat. I'll just pause it really quick to read that. So on that marketing profile, that is where you can put your social media links for your particular profile. Like if you have a business page, something like that, you can add those links on there. And so when you send out marketing or you send out, like we're doing today, creating a landing page, that will be a live link on the bottom. I'll show you real quick. Let me just step over here, take a quick detour. I'm just going into the consumer tab really quick to grab our website URL since it's a demo and I can show it to you. This is what a KW agent website looks like. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll notice Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and they become hyperlinks. So as soon as I put my mouse over them, you can tell that we can click on those and it would take us to our social media profiles. So I hope that answers your question, but that is where you would put those so that they are live on your website and landing pages you create. All right, jumping back into Command over here on the left-hand side, click on the Listings tab. This is your Listings tab, as I've said. And so if you are seeing your listings right here, that means that your MLS is already synced with Command and you should be able to view your listings here. This makes it so much easier to tie them to an opportunity, use them when you're creating a campaign, things of that nature. If you do not see your listings here, but you have an active listing that you are either the primary listing agent or a co-listing agent on, then you have the option to sync your MLS right here. Everybody has this button, but it's only going to work for you if you have an active listing. So if you would like to sync your MLS, you would follow the buttons and the prompts here by clicking sync my MLS. You'll notice it gives you a couple of options. You can search by listing address or by MLS number. We always, always, always recommend MLS number. Now, if I had an active listing, I could put that MLS number in here and click next. It's going to walk me through the prompts and let me know that I've submitted an MLS sync request. And what it does from there, it will actually take the primary listing agent's email from the MLS listing. It will email that agent and ask them to walk through a couple of steps just to verify. Okay, it's just to make sure that nobody's out here claiming somebody else's listing. So once somebody has gone through those steps in that additional email, then this will be confirmed and you'll start being able to come into your listings tab and see your active listings. Okay. If you ever need to create a new listing, the option is here and also here at the top right. You'll notice these buttons, these action buttons are also duplicated up here or down here. Creating a new listing, I'm going to be very careful with what I say because there are different regulations in different areas according to different MLS boards when it comes to like pocket listings or off the market listings. But let's just say you need to create an opportunity about a listing that is not currently on an MLS. You can come in here and create a new listing so that you can tie it to that opportunity. Please know this will not make it active on the MLS and it will only be viewable to other KW agents if you set it to be viewable. Okay. So just know that the option is there, but it's not highly used. So we usually don't go into this too much. So up here at the top, you'll notice some options. We have my listings and a search. Even if you don't have any active listings or you haven't synced your MLS yet, the beauty of this tab is you can still use it as a search feature. This is just like if you were already signed into your MLS board and searching, or maybe on Zillow, something to that manner. So while you are in your command, it can really be a one-stop shop. If you need to look up listings, you can come right here to do so. Once I clicked on the search feature, you'll notice the handy dandy little map. I can sit here and scroll into a particular location. I can type in a location right here, zoom in and out, but I also have some search features as well. If I click that caret, it'll show me I can search by property address, MLS number, or KWLS ID. That's a mouthful. Let me scroll down really quick and grab my MLS number that I can show you guys just as a sample. You'll notice these are auto-populating on the right. They're just pulling from somewhere. I have my location blocked actually on this browser. So These are pulling from anywhere and everywhere. You can see some's Missouri, Delaware, New Jersey. Testing myself in geography here to remember my little initials for states. All right, so let's put in our MLS number here and search, and you'll notice the listing came up right away. Now, you've got a couple of hyperlinks available over here. If I click on location, it'll actually go ahead and update the map on the left-hand side to show me where this exact listing is. I can even back out the map a little bit, see how it's starting to show us our neighborhoods. It's got the zip code listed on that one and show me where this is. I can go in and go out a little bit if I want to. On the right hand side, I can also click on the photos and it will pop up the photos. For some reason, it is having a little bit of a loading issue. It's always fun when we have fun tech issues while we're in the middle of class. All right, let's try it again. Click photos. It's not coming up. Just pretend that's a beautiful up close shot of the interior of the house. And underneath, you'll see that it does say 39 photos. So we're viewing 5 of 39. And you would normally be able to sit here and be able to click through these. It's just a little quick link, but I'll show you something even greater. On the right, I can click out here somewhere, and it will actually take me to look at I'm still in command, so it didn't take me anywhere, but it actually shows me the MLS listing. All the information that is currently on the MLS, it has pulled it right here. And you'll notice I have the options to view the details, photos, open houses, virtual tours, and links. If they're in the MLS, it brought it to you right here. So you can see all the details, property description. Our map feature is also right here again. Scroll down a little more, as long as tax information, fees, school information has been put in the MLS, then you'll be able to see it here, including interior features and so on. So pretty handy dandy. So you don't have to come here, look for something, go into the MLS, look for it there. You got it all right here at the end of your fingertips. You'll also notice that it tells you the DOMs as well. So how long it's been sitting a little bit and the original list date. Pretty great. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it for the listings tab. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty handy dandy tool as well. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. Okay. So now we are going to jump into our consumer tab. It is the last one on the left. I didn't mention this earlier, but if you're not familiar with those icons on the left-hand side of your command yet, and you're still learning, definitely hit that red KW at the top and it'll pop out the names beside those icons to help you get familiarized with those. Okay. So we're going to go into the consumer tab. I want to call it an applet because I'm used to it. All right. So here, guys, what this is pretty much the back office to your website and your app. Okay. You'll notice your URL to your KW agent site is right here, highlighted in that teal bar right here. And you'll also notice at the top that you have choices for agent site pages, landing pages, guide builder, and collections. Good rule of thumb, the first two are for your website, the last two are for your apps, okay? So right here is where we want to be today, landing pages. But even if you don't click over here to landing pages, you'll notice on the top right that I have an option right here to create a new page. Now's a good time just to explain a little bit of the difference between a landing page and a sub page or a website page. So you'll notice that what is already on whenever you click on your consumer tab, these are your website pages. Good rule of thumb for that. It means that these pages will show in the drop down menu on your website. You'll notice right here on our KW website, let's scroll back over, make sure we're here at the home page. We are. So right here at the drop down menu, the sub pages and website pages will show right here as options. If it is a landing page, it is simply that you are sending somebody with that link to land out on some page that is a standalone page. It doesn't necessarily go back and forth to your website. They don't toggle back and forth. It's not available to be seen here on your drop down menu. It is completely separate. Okay. I just want to make sure we make that distinction. So if I was creating something that I want to be in the drop down page, I would choose to create new page and I would do it on my agent site. However, today we are going to be focusing on landing pages. think of these as not being things that you want to keep around on your website forever. It would be like for a one-time event, like that open house we were talking about. Or if you want to add value back to your seller by creating that listing landing page that highlights just their listing for them, that's only for the period of time you would have it listed, right? Which we hope is shorter than longer. Um, we hope it's off the market really quick. So that would be perfect for a landing page, something that is going to be only for a limited time. So after we click create new page, I can choose add a landing page right here and create page. You can also get there from going to landing pages. This shows you all of your current landing pages that are out there. You'll notice some are toggled off, they're deactivated, they're not live. If somebody went to that URL, it won't direct them there. They won't see the content anymore. But if they are toggled on green and you'll notice a teal hyperlink, these are still out there active. So if somebody had that URL, they could view the data or the information that's on that page still. You will notice there's still a create a new page from this landing page tab. So I just wanted to show that to you. It is available on either place. When I click it, you'll notice I still get that option to choose either my agent site or a landing page. Okay. So right here, we're going to choose landing page and we're going to just jump right in. I'm going to create a page. Now, the first thing we recommend is definitely name it. Okay. For today's purpose, since I'm going to show you all the widgets, but I'm going to end by showing you the listing landing page, something that you could use for an open house registration if you'd like, or just a landing page to advertise. So I'm going to change it to that address and you can just click off of it and it's saved there. You'll notice a black bar at the bottom. It's just letting you know to configure your widgets. A lot of people miss this little configure widgets down here at the bottom. So it's just a little highlight. I'm going to go ahead and X that so we can see more of our screen today. And so once you've added the name over here on the right hand side, you'll notice all the widget options. Now the first two at the top, we always recommend doing one or the other. This is your branding that will appear near the top of the page. You will automatically have branding at the bottom of the landing page. It will automatically populate. So like your name and the brokerage information, your social links, things like that, it will automatically populate on the bottom of your landing pages. So there's no need to add it. But near the top, it's kind of nice when they first click on that landing page just to have some sort of header, just like you would on a website or something. So you do have two options right here. I want to show you the difference. One is much more, I would say, sleeker than the other. And so the first one I dropped was agent branding widget right here. This is the black box that you see, or charcoal gray. Has a little more information, looks a little more similar to what comes at the bottom of a landing page. I'll click over here to the website just so you can see what I mean. If I scroll all the way down, this is what I'm talking about right here, where it shows the brokerage information. This is what will auto-populate at the bottom of your landing page. So that agent branding, going back to our landing page here, is a little thicker, has more information, okay? The layout's a little different, but you'll notice the branded header that I dropped just below this. I can move it just to show you which one I'm talking about. We will be able to add in the address right here in a bigger font in all this white space that's right here. And you'll notice that it just kind of tucks your branding over here to the top right. We tend to use this one because it's smaller, just a little bit sleeker, but I wanted to show you that you do have the option of the two. Now, obviously I don't want both of them at the top of our landing page, so I'm going to click back on the top one. And we do have the option, if I hover over it, with the trash can. So I'm going to hit trash can and get rid of that. You'll notice you get a green banner of success letting you know that that's updated. So just showing you some options for editing there if you need to. So now that we've dropped our branded header over here, there are a few options. I'm going to just show you the different widgets and again, end with the listing widget. Okay. So testimonial capture form, this is something that we can set up for you. If you would like, you can have a landing page that captures testimonials for you. You're also able to put in testimonials that you've gotten from a third party platform. Let's say you've got Google reviews or Zillow reviews. You can come in here after you've created your own landing page, plug them in, and we can actually help you um, put those onto a testimonial review page that's on your website that will actually show all of your reviews. So pretty handy dandy. But this is just what a testimonial capture form looks like. You'll be able to edit the header up here. Sorry, it's a little grayed out. It does that until you configure it, but I hope you can actually see the gist of it here. They're able to rate you with 5 stars. They are also able to leave a text review here, so they can type out how much or how little they would want, and also say whether they would or would not recommend you. And it'll give them the option to preview that testimony and then submit it. So that is a neat little widget that we have here as well. Let me trying to get my trash can back up. There we go. Get rid of that. Next is your local expert. This is just going to be a little blob about you. It does give a little snippet of your bio as well. You'll notice we're not seeing the spacing that we did on the marketing profile. It does smush it all together right here on this particular widget for your local expert. But that's another option that you might want to add in somewhere. Just definitely test your landing page afterwards if you do add this, just to make sure it's not stacked right on top of that footer that does show automatically, so you don't have, your headshot on top of your headshot on top of your name on top of your name kind of thing going on. So just to show you what the local expert looks like, we'll close that up there. You can choose a download my app widget. If you're coming in here and adding an image or a text, maybe you're iframing another website over here. If I'm speaking in Greek to you, I apologize. Let us know. We'll be able to explain further what all that is. Just know, I think some people might be familiar with Cloud CMA. That's a third party that some market centers deal with that will help an agent create a CMA for a home. Well, the Cloud CMA actually creates a landing page already for agents. Well, if you'd like, we can come over here and try to embed it into your website for you or into another landing page for you. So that's what I mean when I say iframing or embedding. So just know right here from this widget, the download my app widget, we use this one a lot because it is the smallest of the widgets, and you always want to, of course, get that information out there about your app, right? Your consumer app. So this is a nice one to add no matter what you're building, just to stick on there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. You also have the option to do a video. I'm not going to pull this over because it literally just pulls over a big gray X. But if you do host a video on YouTube, then you can take that YouTube link and post it right here on a landing page. You also can do a market snap. These are pretty fabulous. Any neighborhood that you would like, I can come in here and configure this widget, pull a different neighborhood, but this shows you what it's going to look like with the map on it already. It does stats, sold stats, pretty great. Just for informational purposes or to add value to someone that you're trying to give. And so that is one of the widgets as well for the market snap. And legal footer, this is if you do need those legal footers added, Texas and New York agents, talking specifically to you, you can drag and drop this over and it'll add that for you. Okay, just remember that most of this generally appears at the bottom already, so you don't necessarily have to have that. Okay, but if you do have the legal footer links, you would need that bad boy. All right, so now I'm going to show you what our listing looks like if we do a listing landing page. So last widget here is the listing and the lead form, these two right here. So listing, I'm going to go ahead and drag it. I want my listing to appear towards the top. There it goes. It does populate just a generic listing until I go in and configure it. So no worries there. And I want to grab my lead form because I want anyone that is sitting here looking at this listing, if they're interested, or maybe they have a listing that looks similar and they're needing to put it on the market, I want them to be able to contact me. So I'm going to do the lead footer, or excuse me, the lead form right here. So I'm going to drag and drop this down below. I could let go of it at any point, but I like just making sure I'm coming all the way down and dropping that in. Give me just a second. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Letting more people in the waiting room here. And so you'll notice that the lead capture form is down here at the bottom now as well. I'm going to show you what is editable about this and what's not. Okay. And so Now that we have everything dropped over here on the left-hand side out of the widgets that we want to use today. Oh, and let me definitely show you. See where it says content blocks on the far right? I can click that image and text. If you want to add those, you could add those in as well. We're just going to not go into those today because I don't have any additional text or image to add in. So I can, on the right, I can click configure widgets, and you'll notice that it's bringing me right to 2 of 3. If I click the left arrow, it will take me back to 1 of 3, which is my branded header right here. But that's okay. This is already pulling from that marketing profile, remember? So all of my name and my phone number and my email, that's all showing right there, pulling from that directly. So don't have to worry about trying to update that, but I can add that header I was talking about into that blank space. So I'm going to add my listing address right here. There we go. I can hit save and apply. I tend to do this after every widget just to make sure my information is saved. It's not necessarily necessary, but I like to put it there. So 1 of 3. So let's click to the right to go to our second widget. You'll notice it says no listing selected. So we're going to browse listings. You'll notice it looks pretty familiar. This is looking like that listings tab, right? Where we can search for stuff. We do have the same options. Look by property address, MLS number, or KWLS ID. Still stumble over it. One day I'm going to be able to say that really super fast and not trip. It's been years. I haven't gotten it yet. All right. And so I'm just going to put in my MLS ID here and hit search. Just kidding. Apparently, it doesn't like my number. Let me take off my letters. See if it'll pull it. Oh, I'm doing it by property address, not MLS number. Ta-da! Isn't it great? I swear, I know what I'm doing, guys. I am a trained professional. All right, MLS number. I put it in. I hit search for the third time, and it worked. So you'll notice this is the listing that we're trying to access today. On the right, you'll notice the select option. Now, we do recommend checking the listing agent. Make sure this is the one that you think it is and that it is the right listing. Okay, so eyeball it, make sure it is, and hit select. It gives it just a second because it's pulling everything from the MLS. If I made a mistake, you do have a change listing option right here to go back and make those changes. But if you scroll down, you can see that it pulled all the photos, the ones that it wasn't showing us earlier. It pulled them all right here, which is beautiful. And I can choose which one is captured right here on the left in the main photo. It did choose the main photo from the MLS, as you can see under my cursor. However, you can tell by this blue rectangle around the photo that I can go and say, I want the snow picture instead. So I choose the snow picture. That means that once I save and apply, it will populate over here on the left. We'll go ahead and do that and see if it'll give us a preview. It should. There we go. All right. But once I see it over here on the left, I'm like, no, not really into seeing the power box on the side of the house. Let's go back, right? And so you can literally sit here, choose whatever photo you would like, and hit save and apply. And it's going to give you that preview on the left-hand side. And if you don't like any of them, you can always choose custom image right here on the right, okay? And so if you scroll down a little further, you'll see that this is all the options that we have for this particular widget. Save and apply one more time for good measure. And since we're only on 2 of 3 widgets, I'm going to click over to the right again to go to my third widget. Now, this is the lead capture form. This is where a lead can come and enter their information. It will populate in your command. If they're not already in your command contact database, it will make a new contact profile for them. If they've put in information that you already have on file, so if it's Joe Bob Sample and he puts in here the same email address and the same phone number and or one or the other that you have on file in your command database, it will automatically update that contact profile that you already have. So no worries about it creating a duplicate, okay? The only way that it would create a duplicate is if Joe Bob Sample comes in here and he puts a completely different email address or a completely different phone number than you have on file. It's going to see it as a different contact, and then it may choose to create another one within your command database. If that happens, we recommend going ahead and moving forward with the one that was created as a lead through your page. Just makes it easier on the back end whenever you try to do some other things. Without getting into too many details, just know that it's best to go ahead and move forward with the one that was created by the lead capture form and doing away with your previous one. Okay, got any questions? Let us know. So on this particular widget, you will notice the only thing that we can edit is the header, the interested let's talk portion right here. So you can change this to anything you like, whatever would be applicable, right? So this is a listing landing page for today. I'm going to put schedule your private tour today. Okay, and we'll put that, save and apply. You'll notice it updates on the left automatically to give you that preview. What we can't change is what the fields are asking for. We have a lot of people ask, well, can we ask them for their own address if this was a page to advertise home evaluations or CMAs, right? So no, we can't change the fields it asks for, and they are all required, even the leave a note part. So just know if anybody is letting you know that they're having a hard time getting through the lead capture form, they can't get their information submitted, the first thing you want to ask is, did you fill out all the fields? Okay, so chances are they did not fill out all the fields. A send button and a reCAPTCHA will not populate until those are done. Okay, so we're going to save and apply since we've edited the one thing we can edit on there. And now we can save landing page or publish page. For today, I'm going to walk you through publishing the page so I can show you all the steps. If you chose to save the landing page, it would take us right back to that landing pages tab within our consumer tab, and it would be showing grayed out. It would show it as a draft. You wouldn't have an active hyperlink for it, okay? It's just a draft. So over on the right, we're going to choose publish page. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. Yes, I am. Let it take its sweet time. All right, so there we go. Now we're back to our consumer tab. I can click on landing pages, and right here at the top should be your most recent landing page. Unless you have them sorted differently, you can tell that you have a caret right here. So I can sort by date created and pull up our oldest one instead of our newest one. But generally this populates as the newest at the tippy top. Okay, so you'll notice our status is green. This is published. If somebody went to this URL right now, they would see this information, and whoever this listing agent is would be just so delighted that I'm out here marketing their listing without knowing them. So, and then name, it shows whatever we named it at the top of our landing page. We have our URL. Please notice that it is a ton of bunch of letters and numbers. This is kind of difficult to share in marketing, right? That wouldn't look very sleek. So we can edit this. I'm going to show you that in just a second. On the right hand side, you'll be able to tell how many leads came in from this landing page, which is pretty nifty, and date created as well, and 3 dots. Now we all know in command, if we see 3 dots, that means we have options. So we're going to click that, and you'll notice your drop down menu opens up. I can edit, change my URL, deactivate, which is what I was talking about earlier. See, this page right here is deactivated, toggled off, not green. The hyperlink is not live. No one can see the content on that landing page, and I can delete it altogether if I like. So right now I want to make sure that you can edit that URL. So we're going to change URL. And right here, you'll notice the beginning of it, that's completely static. That has to stay the same, can't change it no matter what. It is what it is. On the right-hand side though, we can edit this, and I can change it to my address just to keep it simple for today. You'll notice it's giving me little prompts at the bottom. You saw it light up in red when I put a space, which isn't allowed. You can only use letters, numbers, and dashes, and then hit create. And this will in real time update this URL for you. You'll notice again, green banner of success at the top means it worked, right? Sinclair, I see your question when you say, what if you don't have any listings? That's 100% okay. You can use this for an event. You can use this for an open house registration. A great way that I got started in business is I went to my realtors in my office and said, who needs a listing that has, needs an open house? And I worked open houses for other agents. So you could get their permission and create a listing, or excuse me, create a landing page for their listing with their permission, and you can use theirs and do that as well. And all the other widgets, I don't know what time you came in, but all the other widgets we went over for the landing pages as well, you got a lot of options. You can create a lot of different things here on these landing pages. So there's also, while I'm on it, there is a quick tech tip video on our YouTube that will show you how to add custom content to your website pages and or a landing page using a Google Doc. You can get pretty sophisticated and get some custom content here on your website. So just pro tip, definitely check out that tech tip video, as well as if you email us and ask us for additional pages to be added to your website, like what's my home worth, a greater school search, things of that manner, we can absolutely do that. We can also set you up a homekeeper blog that automatically updates a blog on your website. So we've got some things up our sleeves that we can help you with. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you want to add some extra stuff to your website. That was totally free. Okay. Yes, Karen, I will add that link in. As soon as I'm done with class, I'll drop it in the chat for that other video for you. No problem. All right. So we just edited our URL for our landing page. Now it looks a little better. When it comes to marketing, you can save that, share that with anybody. You can even create a QR code for that if you would like to. So whatever you fancy. And I think that is just about it for us today. We've published that page. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the end of class, guys. If you're here live with me, stick around. I'm going to answer the questions that you may have. Go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll also send you that link as well. All right. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, email us support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'll be happy to help you, and we just thank you for watching.